How's it guys, Damien here from Clove, and today I'll be showing you something very exciting. I've finally received through the brand new Huawei Mate 20 Pro in Twilight and in black. The official release is today, and I'm sure a lot of you have just received yours through as well. Now what makes this particularly exciting is this is actually my Mate 20 Pro. Available in 128GB of memory with 6GB of RAM. This is a phone a lot of people have been waiting to get their hands on. And when it's priced at just £750, you'll be blown away by the specs of the phone. So, not to keep you guys waiting any longer, let's have a closer look. So all of them come sealed with the cellophane plastic, as you can see here. Always put your knives away, kids. Don't want to be cutting yourself. Right, and one opens, one doesn't. Hey, that's what we want. Oh. 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 So we have the Twilight version, and of course the black version. Inside, you get Huawei's 40 watt supercharged mains charger, which actually gives you the ability to fully charge your phone, or 70% at least, within 40 minutes, which is phenomenal for this. Your Type-C to 3.5mm headphone jack, USB Type-C digital earphones, USB-C Type-C charging cable, and of course inside here, you get your warranty card, and your quick start guide. And of course, there's your little SIM ejector tool. So that's everything included in the box. Now, let's actually have an in-depth look into what you get with this Mate 20 Pro. The Huawei Mate 20 Pro offers an impressive list of features that cover just about everything you could ever demand from a phone. With 128GB of memory and the ability to take a nano SD card, which actually fits directly underneath the SIM card tray, it does allow you to expand the memory. Now, interestingly enough, there's only 6GB of RAM in the Mate 20 Pro, which is less than you would expect, but I didn't notice any difference in speed between the 6 and the 8GB RAM handsets, to be honest. You know, even with closing apps and reopening them, it still opened at exactly the same pace. The Mate 20 Pro is like a perfect combination of all the top phones of 2018. It's got the curved OLED display like the Samsung Note 9. It has a notch with a set of 3D face scanner sensors like you'd find in the iPhone X. It also has a triple camera setup like the LG V40, and it has an in-display fingerprint sensor, first pioneered by Vivo's phones. Truly makes it stand out that little bit more. As you can see here, I have the Mate 20 in Twilight, and I also have the P20 in Twilight, just so you can actually see the contrast in the Twilight color. And as you can see, if I get this in the light, the P20 Pro Twilight is a lot more dynamic, shall we say, the actual Twilight color. And it isn't just a preset, it kind of mixes all in. Whereas with the Mate 20, it is very much starts black at the bottom and then works its way up to the blue at the top. So it gives it that beautiful fade throughout it. And to be honest, I'm finding it hard to actually decide which one I think looks better. But feature-wise, you can't really compare the Mate 20 Pro to the P20 Pro. The Mate 20 Pro, like most Huawei phones in recent years, has distinctive hardware features that make it stand out from the crowd. One of the most unique features is the 2x2 camera setup on the rear, which has not actually been seen on a smartphone yet. There is also no visible speaker grills anywhere on the phone, as you will notice here. Instead, the sound actually comes out of the USB-C port and the tiny little earpiece at the top. Now, this is the first time this has ever been seen in a smartphone, and surprisingly offers some incredible sound quality. Huawei also designed the USB-C charging port to be slightly larger than the plug itself, so even when the phone is charging, it does not block out any sound whatsoever. Very well thought of. The Mate 20 Pro has the dimensions and weight down to a T, at only 189 grams and roughly measuring 6.2 inches up, 2.8 inches wide, and only 0.34 inches thick. And with the curved sides, does make the Mate 20 Pro quite easy to grip and comfortable in your hand. Now, the Mate 20 Pro's OLED panel is incredible. Viewing angles are excellent. Colors are accelerated and temperature can be adjusted and offers no color shifting. At the top of the display, of course, you will notice the notch, which houses the facial scanning software, a bit like the iPhone X and the XS. Facial unlocking is insanely fast on the Mate 20 Pro, and the phone is able to even adapt while you're wearing sunglasses or even a cap, which I struggle to be able to do with the iPhone X. Simply click on it and, well, there you go, it's unlocked straight away, no messing around. Huawei have also included an in-screen fingerprint scanner, which is actually located underneath the screen right in the center around about here, which I've never seen on a phone except for the Mate RS, which was released earlier this year. But that also cost over £1,400. Now, I think this is an incredible feature and just really shows. So there you can see the little fingerprint. Simply place your finger and there you go, straight in, no messing around. Now, because the face unlocking works so well on the Mate 20 Pro, you'll find that you almost never use the fingerprint scanner unless you need to authenticate a purchase or anything like that. You won't actually really use the fingerprint scanner at all, which I find a pity because I kind of like that feature. But, you know, I'm not going to complain because the facial recognition works just as well. Now, the Mate 20 Pro is the first device that runs Huawei's brand new Kirin 980 octa-core processor. Most of the power has been allocated to processing visuals during photography, videos, and graphic processing. The image processing power teams up with the hardware specs of the camera system, which consists of a 40 megapixel main sensor, a 20 megapixel wide angle lens, and an 8 megapixel telephoto shooter, which is able to help produce some incredible images every time you take and shoot videos. And also being able to shoot videos in 4K at 30 frames per second with the visual stabilization, which some of the Huawei phones couldn't do before. Now, Huawei software with the dual MPU is more aware of content and seems smarter than a lot of smartphones out there. Last year's Mate 10 series were the first phones to recognize scenes and objects, something other brands have tried to adopt but can't touch Huawei phones at all. The phone doesn't just recognize humans, dogs and plants, it now can tell you when you're pointing at a historical building or even a bicycle. I have noticed that the Mate 20 Pro, like the iPhone XS, does a very good job at identifying under or overexposed scenes and adjusts the exposure automatically right after the shot has been captured, allowing for those incredible photos to still be taken. Now, the Mate 20 Pro has the largest battery of mainstream flagships releases. At 4200 milliamps, this phone's battery life is epic. You should be able to average over 5.5 hours of screen time on every single day and still be able to make it to the end of the day without any issues. Now, the Mate 20 Pro, unlike the P20 Pro I showed you earlier, does offer wireless charging, which made me very happy when I found that out, and also includes a 40-watt supercharged charging brick, which tops up your phone insanely fast, going from 70 or being able to charge up to 70% in just 30 minutes of charging. Allows you to get back up and running very, very quickly. Now, the Mate 20 Pro has a secret weapon which has never been seen before on a smartphone, which is wireless reverse charging. Well, what can I say, really? It's just incredible. Never thought I'd see the day where you'd be able to charge another phone from your phone completely wirelessly. So let's say, for instance, you're at a party, living the dream, and your mate turns around to you and says, "Hey mate, my phone's died. I need a bit of charge." Simply open the phone, like that, go to your settings, go to your battery, and activate the wireless reverse charging. Comes with a nice little note saying that. Go OK. And then simply place your phone upside down. Your mate just happens to have an iPhone X and says, "Oh, I've got no battery, I'm right down." Simply place their phone on top of yours, and there you go. Wireless charging from one handset to another. It doesn't really get much better than that, I've got to say. Huawei have really taken the Mate 20 and taken it to a whole nother level, which we've never ever seen. The Mate 20 Pro is packed full of features, and I'd love to go through all of them, but I might be here till next year just trying to go through them all. So if there is anything out there that you want to know about the Mate 20 Pro, is it waterproof? How do you do the wireless charging? Anything that you want to know, please comment down below, and watch our Q&A video, which we'll do on the Mate 20 and release probably in the next few days, where we will answer all your questions that you want to know. So to summarize, the Mate 20 Pro is possibly the best phone I've ever had in my hands, and it will take some serious work to beat it. It looks stunning, it feels comfortable in the hand, and with a feature list as long as my arm, this should really be the only phone that you look at this year. Priced at £899, we have stock ready to ship in both the Twilight version and the black version. And we will also be shortly receiving the dual SIM version. So keep an eye out for that. Follow us, keep updates with our blog, and you will notice as soon as the product gets released. Now, for more details on the Mate 20 and to get hold of your very own one, please click on the link located in this little box just about here. Also remember to subscribe and to like our videos to keep up to date with all the latest news and releases. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.